My mom, dad and sister are with us, staying with me, and today we have the local market in Bahçeşehir, Pazar Türk. They wanted to come, so we are together. I had lots of fresh greens at home, so before I go out, I boiled some potatoes, and after our market visit, I quickly made potato salad. It has cubed potatoes, fresh parsley, dill, and one medium-sized onion, some pul biber, salt, olive oil, and lots of juice of lemon. To give some extra crunchiness, vitamin and color, I decided to grate one medium-sized carrot, and my Turkish style potato salad is ready. Whenever I need to make something quick for tea, I always go for this easy fried pişi. It comes together in no time with just baking soda, yogurt and eggs. Simple yet delicious. I also had some haşhaşlı çörek in the freezer that I recently shared on the channel, and my sister brought some kısır, another bulgur salad. I also have the recipe. I'm gonna add the links to the description. So in no time we had a beautiful plate to have with our tea. When I find fresh herbs at a good price in the market, I usually buy extra to freeze. It's so handy to have them ready to use. Helps preserve their flavor and prevents the herbs from spoiling and going to waste. I didn't film these parts, but after tea time, I cooked chickpeas with meat, rice pilav with orzo pasta, and yogurt soup for dinner. The chickpea stew is very similar to my white beans recipe, except I used green peppers. You can find the recipes in the description links as well. The next morning, I wanted to use the green parts of the leeks that had been waiting in the fridge for a local Black Sea recipe from Trabzon called Pırasa Tavası. The Black Sea region is known for its abundance of greens, corn, and fish, leading to many practical and unique recipes. If you are interested, I highly recommend watching my special episode What Local People Eat in a Day in the Black Sea, Turkey. After washing and chopping finely my leeks, I washed one more time. This also helps to get the bitter juice out. Just squeeze, place it in a colander, let them drain. This is about 250 grams. Place it in a big bowl, adding some salt and rub with the salt to soften the mixture. For a bit of sweetness, I grated one carrot, cracked 2 eggs, about 1/4 of a cup olive oil, and normally I should add about a cup of corn flour, but I didn't have, so it is about less than half cup of corn flour, and rest is regular flour, some baking soda about 1/4 of a teaspoon, and added more flour until it is kind of a thick mixture but still spreadable. Added some chopped parsley and dill, and it's ready to cook on stove top. For this recipe, best is to use non-stick pan. I drizzle some olive oil, heat it up a little bit, and then pour the mixture. My pan is about 30 centimeter, so if you are using smaller pan and the same amount of the mixture, cook half of it first and then the rest, so inside is also fully cooked and crispy outside. It needs oil to cook, so when you turn the other side, make sure to drizzle more olive oil. It is very easy to turn over if you have a flat lid that fits to your pan. Otherwise, you can also use plain plate the other side of it, or just cut into 4 and then flip it more easily. Please note that this is a simple, practical, everyday breakfast setup rather than a fancy one, as I needed to prepare it in a shorter time.
Upside down işte. Upside down dünyada öyle. Oradan mesela varlıklar dünyaya yayılıyor. Değişik varlıklar.
My father and sister will be going to the city center, and before they leave, we wanted to have Turkish coffee. They usually have it after the breakfast around 11 to 12 o'clock. For a frothy Turkish coffee, it's best to use freshly ground coffee if possible. Mine wasn't fresh this time, so it had less froth on top. I have a dedicated episode about Turkish coffee on my channel. Please check the link to watch it. After enjoying our coffee, we decided to go for a walk in our local park with my mom and daughter. Even though it's cold, it's nice to sit down a little bit, but still breezy, like 10 degrees right now. We bought some figs to have as a snack.
Hayır. Gel burada dur gel.
Şu an bizi aldığım için suyu alamıyor.
Alamıyorsun.
Şöyle dönmemiz lazım. Evet.
Çekiyor bence.
I see many people bought the new drone. They make me think to buy one. Should I? Before heading back home, we stopped at the market for a quick shopping trip. This time my mom wanted to get ready-made börek for our afternoon tea.
Patatesli.
We choose some of them with potato filling and some of them with minced meat.
Şimşak halva.
Back home, first thing I do was to brew our tea. It takes around at least 20-25 minutes to brew Turkish tea. I had a cookie dough in the fridge ready from yesterday. Some of them are baking in the air fryer, and these are gonna go to the freezer for the next time.
Alınır yani günlük olma. Üç gün olur. Şunları göstereyim.
Evet. By the way, I couldn't help but take a close look at the börek since it's my specialty, and I wondered if I could recreate it at home.
Hepsi sarı. Nasıl olabilir?
While having our tea, we watched old scenes of Istanbul from the 1960s, the time when my mom and dad were young. As always, the sun set before we knew it.
Gözün isi olur.
Taksi.
Bunlar hep taksi var.
Evet.
We had leftovers from yesterday, so I wanted to add a delicious salad that I quickly make with celery. I grated the celery, mixed it with yogurt. You can add a bit of mayonnaise if you like, some salt. Give it a good mix. It is important to mix with yogurt right away so the celery stays white. Then I grated one green apple and added. Then for both nice presentation and taste, I placed a peeled orange slice as a base, scooped the salad on top with an ice cream scoop, and served it with finely chopped pickled cucumber.
Hadi gelin.
Virüslerin etkisiz hale getirilmesi menüsü farklılıklar.
That day's cooking didn't end here. It was Miraç Gecesi, the night of ascension, a special night in Islamic tradition commemorating the Prophet Muhammad's, peace be upon him, journey to the heavens. On this night, it's customary to make something sweet and share it with neighbors. I had shared with my neighbors recently on another special night, so this time I cooked for our family. But while we were enjoying ours, the doorbell rang and our neighbor brought over flour halva in return. We ended the night on a sweet note, adding our prayers for our family, loved ones, and the whole world.
Yarattılar ancak aracın tehdine bir çatı.
There is 1 month left until Ramadan, and in our religion it is recommended by our Prophet to fast occasionally in the previous 2 months. So we are spending the day fasting. I'm preparing a bone-broth, milky lentil soup with the winter vegetables I have on hand. After sauteing all the vegetables, with a little bit flour, I add the lentil, bone broth, some salt, turmeric, cumin, extra water, and cook until everything is soft. Blend until smooth. Add milk and a bit of butter, and our soup is ready. Zeynep asks me to make gözleme, so our dinner menu is formed. I make the filling with the eggplants that were waiting in the deep freezer specially for this recipe. I have a whole episode for making eggplant gözleme, so I'm gonna add the link in the description for you.
Evet.
Biraz daha olsa.
Ama şey koy.
Today my father is coming back from the city center. He stayed with my sister and visited the antique markets. When we visited the markets together with my father last year, I filmed a vlog and shared on the channel. If you are interested in antiques and second-hand items, there are very nice markets in Istanbul. We were also lucky to see the rooftop of the beautiful new Taksim Mosque and met with lovely lady and her cat. Since I will be making my father's favorite gözleme, etli ekmek we call in Kastamonu again in the evening, I wanted to prepare a light treat with tea to serve when he arrives. Since there was a cake left at home, I decided to make a classic pastry recipe that I haven't made in a long time to use it up. Çöreği, crescent pastry. Ay means moon in Turkish. It has a soft, slightly dense dough and is typically filled with a mixture of cocoa, nuts, raisins, cinnamon, and sometimes leftover cake or biscuits. After portioning and shaping my cake filling, I cut the dough into same pieces and roll into oval shape. Place the filling, wrap it with the dough, and make a crescent shape. Then brush the tops with egg wash, sprinkle sliced almonds and bake. I prepare roasted chestnuts that my mother bought from the market to go with the çöreği and tea. My mother says they don't make them because they have difficulty cutting them. The çöreği came out beautifully, but my cake filling was a bit less compared to the dough part.
Şart değil.
Alt geçit varmış bak 70. Kaçtı?
We don't normally eat this late, but since they are going back home tomorrow, I wanted to make salep, a favorite flavor of winter nights, and drink it together. Salep is a traditional Turkish winter drink made from milk, sugar, and flour ground from the tubers of wild orchids, giving it a rich, creamy texture and a distinctive floral aroma often topped with cinnamon. Basically, you simmer everything for 20 minutes and you get this beautiful, silky, a little bit thick drink to have in winter. Like all good things, these precious days with my mom and dad are coming to an end once again. They are heading back to their hometown Kastamonu, where they choose to live after spending 40 years in Istanbul. I ask for your prayers and best wishes for them. We've come to the end of another episode, my friends, and I hope this video has given you a glimpse into Turkish cuisine. It was filled with natural, everyday moments without any aesthetic concerns. Thank you for watching until the end and hope to see you next time. Bye.